I want to revisit example 2 in this video and just give a couple more options on ways to solve these. If you look at the structure of the problem, the setup of it, we have a fraction that's based on just regular numbers, and then we have a fraction that also has a variable in it, and that's set equal to just a fraction of 1/2. If you're trying to isolate this variable, we could very well subtract 5/6 from here. And if we do it to one side, we do it to both, and we end up with the left side being 2 over x minus 6, and then 1/2 minus 5/6, I'm going to change 1/2 to 3 over 6, so 3 minus 5 is negative 2 over 6. And then I'm going to go ahead and just reduce that to negative 1/3. So now we have a problem that looks like this. Now again, we're trying to get rid of these fractions. The first thing I would do is I would try to get rid of the fraction on the right side. So in order to do this, I'm going to multiply it by 3. And what I do to one side, I must do to the other. I multiply across the top, I get 6. And the bottom, I get x minus 6. And then on this right side, I get negative 1. At this point, I want to multiply both sides by x minus 6. So when I do so, I end up with 6 equaling negative x plus 6. And solving out, I end up with x being equal to 0. So I subtracted 6 from both sides. I got 0 equals negative x, and 0 is going to also equal positive x. Because if we multiply or divide by that negative 1, we're still going to end up with 0. Something I want you to notice at this point, when we set this portion up right here, we very well could have done the cross products. We had a fraction equal to a fraction. If you're unsure when you can do cross products and when you cannot, stick with operations that you know. For instance, you know that multiplying both sides by 3 and physically doing the operations will get you negative 1 on the right side, and it'll get you the 6 over x minus 6. And then take it one step at a time. I would encourage you to always do this. Always go with something that you know how to do, that you're positive on. Instead of trying to guess, should I use cross products or what should I do, just try to eliminate your fractions by using multiplication here. All right. If you notice, another route we could have done, the LCD on this problem, 6 and 2 would have given 6, and then x minus 6. So if you wanted to multiply everything in initially by this LCD, you could also do that. Another good option. And this would also get rid of our fractions, and we're going to end up at the same position. Okay, so we do have options on these problems. Again, you must remember your basic equation rules. What you do to one side, you do to the other, and you have to physically do the operations. So when we subtracted 5/6 from both sides, we have to physically do it and say, yes, this does become 0, for instance. We just want to be really careful that when we use the LCD, we are distributing it in, and that we are multiplying this correctly. So what this next step would look like, if I multiply it in here, it would be 6 times 5, and then that's all over 6. And then the next portion, if I multiply it in here, it would be plus. And then on the right side, you would have 6 times x minus 6 on the top and 2 on the bottom. I'm showing this extra step. You don't necessarily have to do this, but this is kind of why we multiply by the LCD and how we can tell what cancels. So here we have 6's and 6's become 1's. X minus 6 becomes 1's. And 6 over 2 leaves a 3 on the top. So now our next step that we have is just what's left. So now we're down to a basic Algebra 1 problem that you can complete. So a couple different routes on it. You really want to look at the type of problem it is and really evaluate your options on this. I hope this additional problem helped.